Good afternoon. It's December 16th. It's a refreshingly crisp day here in Regina. Minus 22 Celsius. Whoops. Sorry about that. I got the microphone cord caught in my glove and it pulled the thing off out of position on the gimbal. Anyway, as I was saying, it's minus 22 Celsius, which is more or less minus 7 Fahrenheit. So this will be a walk downtown. I'm going for lunch again. So again, it'll be a short walk, probably both directions. I don't think I'll try to stretch it out today. We'll see how cold it feels. I don't think there's much wind. So it always feels not all that cold when you start, but then it gets colder the longer you're out there. Not too surprising, I guess. The thing about cold, of course, is that you can't see the cold on the video, so it won't look any colder than a day that might be just below freezing. But it's well below freezing. 22 degrees Celsius below freezing. 39 degrees Fahrenheit below freezing. But I didn't want to stick in the house today, and it is sunny, and I don't want to quit walking just because it's cold, and I had reason to go downtown, so as I've done before, combining the two things today. The walk around the lake tomorrow, we'll see what the weather's doing. That's an hour, so that's a long time to be out at minus 28, if that's what I saw for the low tonight. I don't remember. Maybe that's still coming in a day or two. Although if I cover my face, I'll be fine. Right now I don't have it covered, but I do have a scarf that I can pull up if need be. So I'm starting an editing job today and getting ready for this Saturday's local book fair at the Cornwall Center, which if you're in Regina, I hope you'll come down and check out from 10 to 5 that day. In the studio, which is the space across from the Saskatchewan main office there. There'll be several local authors and publishers with book tables. Chance to come buy some books for Christmas. My problem is I have so many books, it's a big job for me to take a fairly complete selection, but I want to take a complete selection because you never know what somebody will buy, so I've been getting some of that sorted out today too, trying to minimize it. It'll still be $6 or $7 boxes of books, plus my banners and things to dress up the table. Supposedly by Friday I'm going to get some wooden book display stands that I can put on the table, which I've never had before, so I'm looking forward to that. I ordered them from a place in Calgary called Eddie's, which appealed to me, since that's obviously my nickname, Eddie. One of them when I was a kid, that's what everybody called me. And I think that'll make setting up the display more appealing and easier on the table, so looking forward to giving that a try if they get here. They were back ordered and they only got shipped out yesterday, so they said I should have it by Friday. We'll see. If I don't, that's too bad, but I'll need them in the future. Hopefully there'll be some more in-person book selling opportunities coming. I thought about, there, see, I lost the mic again. I'll unplug it and plug it back in one time, but if it doesn't stay, I will just remove it. I tried turning the plug around in case there's a particular problem with the plug in one direction. We'll see. I suspect it'll disconnect again. I may or may not catch it, but hopefully I will. Well, it doesn't really matter. I think even if it unplugs, it just carries on with the phone microphone, which works. It just isn't as warm and intimate a sound as you get with the lapel mic. A lot of money. Oh, mic works. So, and there it goes. It's off. It is the cold. I don't know. Okay, well, I want to fiddle with the dangling wire. It's not going to work, so I'll take that off. Put it in my pocket. I'll just carry on with whatever the microphone on the phone can do. It's very disappointing. I still think it might be the app. I still haven't done a test where I do it with just the iPhone. Video camera to see if it stays connected. So I might do that someday. I might just record one of these and not do a live stream, just as a test. Not that that would matter, because I want to do the live stream, so this is still the best live stream app for the most part. Anyway, all that said, here's Albert Street. Again, you can't really see the cold, but it is chilly. Sometimes if the car has just started and it goes by, it puts off a lot of fog, and first thing in the morning especially, you'll see a lot of fog at intersections from the cars idling. Some wind. You can see that guy up there on top of Leopold's flapping in the breeze. Santa Claus, I guess he is. He's skinny Santa Claus. Looks like a desperate Santa Claus trying to escape the roof. What it looks like. Leopold's Tavern here. I'm headed to the Hotel Saskatchewan, and it's a great place to have lunch and to write, which is what I plan to do. I'm carrying on with a new novel. It's one that I've written sample chapters of, and it was supposed to be published by a company called Cheesy, but then they went belly up. I never quite got a contract to me, so at least I didn't have to deal with that. So I figure, well, that's the one I'll do next. On spec, I don't have a publisher lined up for it. At worst, I'll publish it myself. But you never know, I might find somebody else if I'm lucky. My goal for the new year is to write more fiction. Gotten kind of trapped in doing other things, and it makes me unhappy when I'm not writing fiction. And if I really put my mind to it, I can be quite prolific, so we'll see what I do in the coming year if I stick to my guns. Got something in my eye, my contact, that's so annoying. Making my eye water. Certainly some ice to watch out for here and there. We'll carry on down this way today. Probably do a different route every time I do this walk downtown. Did I just see an error message? Or not see one? I thought I saw something. Oh, hello. Hey, I was about to ask, am I still streaming? And apparently I am, so that's good. Across the street here while I got a minute. City Hall down at the end there. That alley. Not used to that direction. restaurant over there called the Fireside Bistro. Not a place I normally would eat lunch though. And I certainly wouldn't sit on the deck today, which is kind of its best feature, is this deck out here. Pretty sure they're not serving on the deck at -22. We're tough in Saskatchewan, but that's pushing it a bit. That was actually the slogan of the Rough Riders many years ago now, Saskatchewan tough. Ooh, bit of ice there. Oh, at first I thought that said Tuna Lodge, but it's Tuna Lodge. Actually feeling quite warm. I didn't need to put up my hood. My face is fine. It's because there's no wind to speak of. Our apartment building here. I remember when they built that addition up there on top of this one. I'm not sure it matches all that well. I guess they got another suite out of it. Yep, -22. We're heading into a cold snap. It warms up a little bit, like to -7 or something this weekend, and then down again. So right through Christmas, New Year's, it looks like it'll stay pretty cold. A little bit of up and down, but certainly don't have to worry about our snow melting. So it's definitely a white Christmas. It almost always is. Pretty much always is. What about this one? Over here though, the sidewalk looks. I see Henry's Cafe and Art Gallery over there. This is an apartment building to my right. And another one coming up, both older vintage ones. The old doors. Oof. Stuck on a lump of ice that I didn't see. This is Lauren. Lauren Doug's there. Actually, something here that I can cross that safely. Nobody's coming, I can stop across over here too. Tangerine is a kind of a nice little restaurant, coffee shop place. Sidewalk looks clear on this side. Another apartment building there. Well, walking back I won't even try to hook up the mic, we'll just let it go. I won't have to deal with it then. Here's what it is. I could try putting a little ball of cotton over the phone mic to try to cut out wind noise some. To get it to quit pointing up at the sky, that's better. Now I'm wearing my winteriest gloves, my warmest winter gloves, but my fingers holding the gimbal are feeling a little on the nippy side. So if I do walk around the lake tomorrow, I have to keep shifting hands. Mitts are warmer, but I don't really own a pair of mitts anymore. Not a really warm pair. I had one at one time. Oh, must be noon. I hear the bells. Oh, no, it's not. It's like 20 after, so I don't know what the bells are ringing. Just the clock needs setting. Excuse me. I'd be coming from Knox Metropolitan United Church, which is dead ahead of us. Another block and a half. This is a four-way stop, so that's another good place to cross the road. Where they might would have gone. Salvation Army here. Those are the quarter-hour bells, but I don't think they ring bells at the quarter hour. I suspect the clock is just out of sync with the world. Old clocks, old steeple clocks. Well, except that clock is... Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Because those bells aren't rung automatically. They're actual bell ringers. Maybe they're just practicing. That must be what it is. It's just the bell ringers. Providing a little lunchtime bellishness. Embellishing the lunchtime, you might say. And I just did. That's a pretty good joke, actually. I'll make a note of that one. Use it again. Coming from, oh, up there. Paula? Oh, Paula is a bot. I discovered what those weird messages are. They're comment bots. They can't put links in them, so they put something that has a space after the period. No telling where they go. Don't follow it. Some of them go to porn sites, I think. Here's Victoria then, First Baptist Church over here, and Victoria Park over there. They call the Twin Towers, although there's 3 of them now. Yes, that's Knox Metropolitan United Church. The Presbyterian Church originally. Most of them were sort of a union between the, I think it was the Methodists and the Presbyterians that formed the United Church. This is the Land Titles Building. Now, home of the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame, but this was very important during homesteading days. First World War cenotaph, or the war, it's not just the First World War. The cenotaph, which, that's the city one, City War Memorial, right over there. And this is the Hotel Saskatchewan where I'm headed coming up. So this, again, short walk, I know, but there'll be part 2 later once I'm done lunch and whatever work I do here. You can see City Hall there, and the Federal Building is that kind of cool Art Deco one there. And I'm going behind these windows into the lounge to work and have lunch. So I will stop right up here. And I'll be back later. Bye for now. Well, here I am for part 2. I'm in the Hotel Saskatchewan again. I thought I'd just take a turn up to the convention floor here. I've shown the lobby a couple of times, but as long as I'm here, I don't know if there's a convention going on, but I can show you what it looks like. Before I head home, this is the convention floor, so if you were having meetings, you'd likely be up here. Oh, we can even look in the ballroom here. Here's the ballroom. I performed in here many times because we used to do the Regina Lyric Musical Theater brunch in here. Although it was prettier back then. It had a kind of a Wedgwood blue color. Then they painted it into kind of a dull, boring white. But there's some Christmas decorations up here too. So I've been in many of these rooms over the years. Not quite ready to go outside, but that's where we're headed in a minute. Another look. There you go. Hotel Saskatchewan, which is now a Marriott. I'll get my gloves on, and then when I go down, I can just walk straight out. I'll also have to take off my mask once I get outside. Okay. I'm hoping it's warmed up a couple of degrees. It's only minus 20, I think, up there. This is an old picture that's actually, a lot of them are just kind of that, you know, hotel art. But this one has been here since the hotel was built. I think it's probably by Illingsworth Kerr. I'd have to look to be sure about that, but that seems likely from the look of it and the time period when the hotel was built. It should say on it here. Well, that's the title, but it doesn't say who painted it. All right, well, we'll head out. Again, this is the lobby here. I think I'll just head straight home. I'm not going to try to drag this out too much, but there's the downstairs. I think there's a gym down there and some more meeting rooms and administration offices. Coming up this way, we're right by the hotel. Well, we are by the hotel. Get this mask off. What I started to say was the Saskatchewan building here. That's what that is. High Kirk in Vancouver. This is part 2 of my 2-part walk downtown, punctuated by lunch and some writing. That's looking down Scarth Street there to the, you can see why they're called the Twin Towers. And that's the Edward Tower. As I like to point out, my optometrist used to be up there on the top floor, so whenever you got new glasses, you could look out over the countryside and see how sharp they were. Kind of missed that. I think it's about minus 20 now, minus 19, so just a little below 0 Fahrenheit. Minus 20 Celsius is minus 4 Fahrenheit. This is the kind of the parking lot entrance to the hotel back here, if you park out here. And the sun, of course, is already getting low, even though it's only, what, 3:15? It just doesn't get very high this time of year. This is Blessed Sacrament Catholic Church. They never clear this sidewalk very well. I don't know who it belongs to, but it's never cleared very well. I don't know if it belongs to the city. Now the one on the other side is cleared. So for some reason, only that side. So maybe I'll go over there because I don't want to struggle with the slipperiness here. And it's so clear over here, it's a pleasure to walk on. And no, I did not bother plugging in the external mic. Even the wired one disconnects regularly now. So I think I'm kind of stuck just using the mic on the phone again. Annoying though that is, because it picks up a lot of wind noise, but I can't seem to make a external mic stay connected. I don't know why. That seems to be the case. We'll go over here, walk. I guess I'll switch it a little bit. We'll go for one block toward Hamilton, at least. Avenue. We get lots of sunshine. The days are short, but like Estevan, Saskatchewan is the sunshine capital of Canada. It gets the most sunny hours of any place in Canada, and we're not that different here in Regina. Interesting place to park. I doubt it's really intended to be a place to park. Older apartment building over there. Although the tall one pointing up back there is actually quite new. We'll go down Hamilton here. As I've mentioned before, I quite like this apartment building. I just like the look of it. This used to have a health, I guess it still does, some sort of government functions in there. I'm not sure what. Walking in a Winter Wonderland is the song stuck in my head because it was playing in the hotel as I left. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lanes, snow is glistening. A beautiful night, a beautiful time. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away are the bluebirds, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we stroll along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. That used to be a Japanese restaurant. It is definitely not a Japanese restaurant anymore. It's called the Chuck Wagon. But I liked it when it was a Japanese restaurant. We celebrated a anniversary there, our first anniversary in fact, in that Japanese restaurant. This is Central Park, not that Central Park, but our Central Park. Gabe, the walking commuter who walks in Manhattan and who was kind of the inspiration for me doing live streamed walks, often walks in Central Park, and so do I. But his Central Park is a bit more interesting than my Central Park, which is just this one block. We'll frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter wonderland. See, 3:15 in the afternoon, and that's where the sun is. It'll be down in another hour and a half, a bit more. Come back downtown, across Central Park. Nice little gazebo here. There's often people under it, but not right now. And this will take us past the monument to the former professional women's baseball player from Regina. This little obelisk here is in memory of her. There's lots of information about her on the panels here. So, Central Park, Regina. This park was established in 1908 as an athletics field, popular spot. Mary Baker is the woman there in the picture. Worked at the Downtown Army and Navy and practiced on this field in the evenings and weekends, and it was here that a professional talent scout, a bishop, spotted her, and soon thereafter she was playing professionally in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. If you remember the movie A League of Their Own, that's what that was. Born in 1919, she died in 2003, known as Mary Bonnie Baker. Played with the South Bend, Indiana Blue Sox, named All-Star catcher. Famous for setting records for stealing bases and thrilling the crowds. Played in 948 games, more than any other player in the league. What's on this side? Saskatoon's a bit bigger. They're similar in a lot of respects, but Saskatoon's more of a university town, and we're a government town, so she's known as Pretty Bonnie Baker, and often used in publicity shots. Featured in Life magazine. She was on What's My Line. And when she came back, she led the city's Legion softball club to provincial, Western Canadian, and World Ladies softball titles. First female sports broadcaster in Canada, too. That's why she gets this nice monument here. No, I'm not using GoPro. This is an iPhone 13 running Prism Live Studio, it's called, is the app. And then it's on a gimbal. I can't remember the brand name. Osmo, that's it. On an Osmo gimbal. So it's streaming live through Prism Live Studio, and the reason I use that is because it allows you to multi-stream. So it's streaming to both YouTube and Facebook, whereas most of them will only let you stream to one platform. In a way, it'd be easier to only stream to YouTube. I could probably use other apps, and maybe I will, because I'm suspicious it's the app that's causing the external mic to disconnect. So if I tried another one and only streamed it to YouTube, that might improve. But I haven't gotten up the gumption to make that change yet. Looking up Sky Street. Might as well go down and walk along College. From here, that's College Court. We have a condo in there where we lived when we were first married. And then my mother-in-law lived there later. We still have it. Right now we use it off and on. We haven't sold it, we've kept it. It's fully furnished. We don't have any place to put all that furniture. And it's very handy for me to keep books in. So I have a lot of my book stock is in there. And in fact, I like this house. And in fact, I'll be over there tomorrow getting ready for the live book fair, local book fair at the Cornwall Centre on Saturday, where I will be with a bunch of my books and hopefully sell a few. We'll see. Nobody really knows how that's going to work, but I hope it works and I sell some. It's going to be a lot of work getting all my books in there, so I certainly hope I sell some to make it worthwhile. When I was sitting in the lobby of the Hotel Saskatchewan, I had to move my table because the sun was glaring on it. And I couldn't figure out where it was coming from because the windows face north and this is south and the sun is way down over there, but it was actually a reflection off of one of the Twin Towers downtown. It was making its way through the window to where I was trying to sit. So I don't think I'll cross over. I'll just walk down College on this side. TBC's over there in the soundstage. This is the College building over here, which has the Conservatory of Performing Arts in it. This is an old house that's now a lawyer's office. So some of these are still houses, but most of them are businesses of one's further on it, like this one. Architect is in there. There's studio on that one. I don't know what's in that one. Might be a house, that one. It's hard to tell. Funeral home here. That's not an old house, though. There's Dark Hall, which is nearing completion on its renovations, which will be exciting. And the credit union building next to it. This one over here used to be a funeral home. The Dark Mansion. Oh, I smell wood smoke. Somebody's got a wood fire going. And then it's been extensively added onto recently, but it's taking him forever to actually finish it. I mean, this bare cinder block down here has been like that for years now. He built it all. I think they did do some more, that sort of half timbering and stucco up there happened in this last year. There's still a long way to go to finish up the exterior. And inside, it's called Stone Hall Castle, as you can see here. He's got it done up as a kind of faux medieval castle that you can rent. I guess he lives there too, but I don't know that for sure. Hall is his last name. My daughter went to school with his daughter. But I've never been in there, I've just seen pictures. And there's some more office buildings. Again, that's the credit union building over there. Pretty new stoplight here. There didn't used to be any stoplights along College. But they added this one with the building of the credit union building over there. Anticipation of more traffic. This house over here is still a house. I've been in that one, and it's very nice, as you might think, looking at the exterior. It was on the Davin School home tour a few years ago, when my wife was involved with that while our daughter was still at Davin School. That's a tour they do every year of local houses. It's a fundraiser for the school and for the playground specifically. So a number of things have been built in the playground with funds from that. This used to be a house. Now it's a balanced approach therapy center. And this is an old house. It's been heavily renovated recently. Like the carriage house there is actually new, largely. And this sort of open porch was enclosed and was actually part of the interior until recently. But I presume behind the big glass windows there, it still looks much as it did the last time I was in there. It was a grand old house in its day. Bronfman, I think, the distillery people, I think. I should know, it's in a book of mine, Historic Walks of Regina and Moose Jaw, but as I always say, I'd have to reread the book myself to remember what's in it, and I haven't done that. Over there, of course, is the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. face unafraid, the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. That's a real earworm, that one. It's stuck in my head because it was in the hotel when I left. This old house has Regina Symphony Orchestra offices in it now. Right here. Would have been a nice house in its day, but it's offices now. As is the one next to it, which I also really like the looks of, but it's got commercial space in it now. The next two houses here I know well. They belong to the Shumiatchers, Morris and Jackie Shumiatcher, who are good friends of my wife's family. We had our wedding shower in here and visited Jackie many times in here and other events. But alas, they're both gone now. Really two houses put together and will make one larger, really nice house. And well screened by the trees in front of it. Nice backyard back there that I've also been at events in. Remember my daughter singing there for Jackie's, what would that have been? Her 90th birthday, maybe? Alice sang and played the ukulele for that. There's video somewhere, possibly online. I don't remember if I don't think I put it on YouTube, so I guess not. Well, that's bad timing. To wait for the light to change here. This is Albert and College. Albert is the main north-south drag in the city. Goes straight through from north to south, never varies. Perfectly straight the whole distance. That's looking north, that's looking south, and we've got to wait. That building there was the original Saskatchewan Government Telephones building. It now belongs to the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. As I've mentioned before, I've occasionally read stories, at least once, about a major fossil find. It's about a dinosaur, a small dinosaur in amber, if I remember right. And I was a bit surprised to realize that it was in this building when I was reading these stories from Reuters and AP and all over the world, but the fossil was right here. And this was the second Saskatchewan Government Telephones building, now SaskTel it's called. But they now have an even bigger office building downtown, and this one has other things in it. But I knew the architect for this too, Joseph Pettit, who was not happy when they put this kind of silvery base on it. He didn't like that they had, from his point of view, destroyed the integrity of the original design, because it would have been that sort of a look all the way down to the ground. But you hear that from architects quite a bit. They don't really like it when their designs are later modified, and I can't blame them for that. But once the building is built, they don't really have any say in it anymore, it seems. So he could complain, but it didn't change anything. He also did the Sask Power building, which we saw when I first came out of the Hotel Saskatchewan, just across the street from there. So this whole sort of aluminum-clad bottom part was an addition. It used to look more like it does up there all the way down. Just a few years ago they did that. Joseph Pettit is dead now, but he was still very much alive then. I don't happy. I didn't cover my face at all on this walk. Since it's practically warm, I mean, it's only -4 or so Fahrenheit, about -20 Celsius. But when the wind finds you right on this corner, which it always does around taller buildings, my face is complaining a bit. Unitarian Center, it used to be First Church of Christ Scientist. Mary Baker Eddy. Christian Scientists. If you've ever read Jonathan Livingston Seagull, it's steeped in Christian Science, religion. What was it called? Science and Health, with a Key to the Scriptures, I believe was the name of her book. I think it boiled down to nothing is real. It's all mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. I don't know if Christian Science still exists as a religion or not. But 100 years ago, it was definitely a thing. Almost home. I'm supposed to walk around the lake in the morning. We'll see how cold it is and how I feel about that. Because an hour around the lake is different than a 20-minute walk from downtown. Of course, I'm carrying a computer bag, so this has also been a somewhat tougher walk than a normal one. My MacBook Pro, well, it could be repaired, but the cost of repair is almost the same as buying a new one, so I'm getting a new one. So I'm currently using my daughter's old MacBook Pro, 6-year-old model. It's a lot heavier. I'm noticing that carrying it in my bag. Works well enough though for writing on, which is what I was doing, editing and writing. And see how low the sun is, and it's not even 4 o'clock, 20 to 4. It looks like it's setting. Well, it is. I mean, it's always true. Technically, it's always setting afternoon, wherever you are, but it's not usually that low. But we're still, what is today? 16th. So about 5 days until the shortest day of the year. After that, sunset will start to move out a little bit, but sunrise keeps deteriorating. January 4th is actually the shortest, or the latest sunrise here. Just before 9 o'clock, 8:59 or 8:58 on the 4th of January. And then it'll slowly, slowly start to improve after that. Okay then. That's part 2 if you're watching this live. I will splice it together into one file for the final permanent video on YouTube. But this is where we'll stop now. So thanks for walking with me. Bye for now.